full in utility and in the amount of places to eat. If anybody needs food recommendations, I am the person to talk to about that. But game number 1, we have Deathspade going up against Peanut in Little Mac Bayonetta. It's going to be fascinating stuff.
The amount of hullabaloo I've heard about the Taco Bell Cantina as well.
It's
Shake
so
my
important.
hand. All right, though, this is going to be huge, though. The benefit that Deathspade does have here is getting some of those combos off, but one thing we're seeing Peanut already using is that neutral B, which can get him out of a lot of weird situations in some of these combos if Deathspade is not perfect in landing them.
Oh, and almost catching that air dodge back down with the down air, but not covering enough space. Little Mac's bad air dodge actually coming into play there. F-tilt just to be able to get Deathspade off of him and almost has that call out. That is something that Little Mac has. He low profiles when he dashes so well. You can absolutely get undo ABK and punish it.
What a benefit as well, having not only great ground speed, but a low profile on your run as well. Peanut knows the win conditions he needs to go for as well. He's going for these 2 frames at ledge already with these down smashes.
What an uppie out of shield. Full movement, full drift, able to get that scoop up and take Bayo off the top, who is quite light.
And Peanut just staying grounded, sitting in shield. This is going to be kind of a hard one for Deathspade just because Bayonetta finds most of her openings on characters that jump right in her face. But when you have a character like Little Mac that isn't going to tend to jump a lot of the time, it's going to be kind of hard to get those startups going.
Oh, and just again, using the neutral B out of disadvantage just to make sure that he can successfully land. And guess what? He is landing by avoiding the heel slide as well. This neutral B is huge, especially when you consider Bayonetta doesn't get all that much out of grabs.
He also has super armor on it while he's charging it up. For whatever reason.
That's why. That's why he's using it. That's why he needs it.
Peanut's usage of just super armor as well. This should be a stock if Deathspade plays this correctly, and it is.
Optimal. And that's the thing, not even just Little Mac offstage, but when you offstage against Bayonetta, that witch twist, so nice and active, so generous, that is the one place you can't neutral be out of disadvantage.
And Little Mac is going to have to commit to an aggressive option to get back to ledge most of the time because most of his good recovery tools have hitboxes on them.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, such a good catch on the landing there. Just Peanut making sure to cover as much space as possible, getting that air dodge back down, and now Deathspade, big opening.
Huge opening, yeah, especially with that missed up B right there. This is going to be so much damage pile-on. Could even potentially be a stuck, but reverses with the up B and KO punches online right here. If Peanut manages to keep it, which he unfortunately doesn't, that could have been a very different stock right there. Oh my god, the edge guard's still going.
Even with the tech, it does not matter, but able to just make it back on with the side B. But Deathspade's advantage is not done. He's making sure that he is not letting up Little Mac.
Oh my. Peanut, though, still fighting his way back on the stage consistently. And a lot of rage built up, too. Deathspade has to be very careful with how they want to finish their food this set.
Look how mobile Deathspade is. He is just mixing up all of his possible movement options. Unfortunately, not the strong hit of back heel as he had intended, which would have been able to close out the game. He needs anything but alas, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta coming out in full force still, and that KO punch is literally one hit off of being built up. Oh my god, is that it off of the bats? That was insane. I love bats.
That almost got stressful.
I love that. But that was only game 1.
That was only game 1.
We're in for a heart-palpitating, inducing set.
Yeah, that could have honestly gone either way, like at any point. But of course, Deathspade was buckling in it and like really showing off the saving grace of the. I mean, there's several saving graces of the matchup for Bayo Little Mac, but the most exploitable part is of course going to be off stage. Little Mac, of course, recovery is like fine. He has side B opens him. He can double jump it. He can up B quite well. But the reality of the situation is that man, Bayo off stage is just Bayo off stage.
Yeah.
Look at the amount of options Deathspade is able to consistently do over and over, which time and which twist over and over again.
Even when Peanut would get Deathspade off of them just even once, the pressure did not stop there.
Oh, yeah.
Unrelenting, just kept deploying those witch twists over the ledge every single time. And these bats are actually hurting Peanut quite a bit. Deathspade is managing to catch the end leg of Peanut's moves, even on hit. So this is something Peanut is definitely going to have to watch out for when he tries to swing. Oh my god, in the low profile again, getting Peanut out of trouble in that blind spot.
Deathspade just going to be avoiding the ledge, making sure that he's not really grabbing anything anytime soon. Jumping out of there, Little Mac doesn't really have super consistent follow-ups from down tilt at that point. Neutral just popping up Little Mac. You have to continue this pressure, and that's finally going to get that KO punch out of the way.
I think the worst thing you can do is just be fearful of KO punch. You know, the more you respect it, the more it's going to haunt you. All it takes is one hit to knock it out of Little Mac, so you can find a good, safe hit to get out of that situation. You're going to be finding it, and again, Deathspade at the ledge. This is the thing we noted that was going to be tough for Peanut to deal with this entire set. Just the caveat of Little Mac that is kind of biting him a little bit.
Yeah, it is a little bit cliche, but I feel like of all matchups for it to come into effect, this is definitely one of the most notable and the most profound. And now, Deathspade just jumping all over the place, but that's going to be the kill confirm. That is what I would say. Just not enough to take it. Wow.
I also do want to note that Peanut makes his character's recovery look immaculate. Like, if there's any little Mac that is perfected recovering with him, it's Peanut. But still, the fact that Deathspade doesn't have to just quit it after one attempt at the edge guard, Peanut's just going to keep getting threatened every single time. Oh my god, the stop there, the little skid, that actually messed up Peanut's timing a lot. Peanut thought Deathspade was coming right at him.
Oh, okay. That time around, teching and immediately up being. Peanut is managing that situation so well. He has his techs on point. He's making sure that he is not losing his stocks any earlier. You talked about his disadvantage. You talked about how good he is at recovering. And also, technically speaking, he's not missing those techs.
Deathspade, though, has been consistently just not fearful every single time of the reversal. Has just been trying to close out these stocks. Again, look at all the space that Deathspade has threatened there. And still, again, the pressure can just keep on going with these aerials.
Oh my god, in the
so
last
good.
second, which time? The footstools, the jumping over Little Max saying, "What, you think I'm going to land? You think I'm going to land? Psych!" And all of a sudden, look at the lead that Deathspade has built up.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough cut right here for Peanut. I mean, getting this consistent damage off, though, at least starting to bring it back. In fact, one good hit here. One well-caught ABK from ledge. But again, Deathspade mixing up the timing on the ledge get up. Not just ABKing, but also trying to get back with the fair 1-2-3.
And now all of a sudden, Little Mac in disadvantage ain't looking so good. Peanut able to call out that ABK, beautiful stuff, because that is one of his most built-in tools. He can do an up-angled F smash, and that will armor through ABK, and it will kill Bayo too.
Oh no, but actually force Peanut into a tech situation, giving Peanut a second leash on life right there.
Again, those F smashes avoiding ABK over and over.
They're quite scary. All right, though, Peanut is dead. I was going to say a whole lot more than that. But Deathspade locked in.
Oh, yeah.
Peanut is going to have to learn how to get around the ledge pressure. And Peanut is also getting kind of worked in neutral. Deathspade is mixing up their timings, keeping this mid-range against Peanut and not flinching, not committing to a defensive option, just waiting for Peanut to make the first move every single time. That's how these neutral interactions are going the way of Deathspade consistently. And that is what is setting up for these very consistent edge-guarding scenarios.
Oh, absolutely. Deathspade is just not letting up. He's not letting up. They keep on pushing in over and over again. But I also just want to take a look at that last stock. Was that just Peanut stuck in the end lag of side B? And that's why he ended up losing?
I don't know. I mean, there's a little bit of landing lag when you do land on stage with that move as opposed to going right to ledge. I'm going to say it was because there was no turnaround. There was no further action that came out from Peanut. Yeah, it looked like a bit of landing lag right there. Still,
happens to the best of us.
Winner's bracket life right here for Peanut. That's
best of 5.
Yeah.
This is where the magic happens. This is the beauty of this format. If this was any other event, Peanut would have been knocked out prematurely. But now, not this event, baby. Not this one.
And again, we're seeing these side Bs, or rather neutral Bs, aiding Peanut a lot and getting out of these scary, scary spots right here. I love the mix-up right there. Cancel it into the up smash, but again, Bayonetta just has so many escape tools to deal with Little Mac's pressure.
Just backing off a little bit, always staying just outside of that ABK range, right? Making sure he's not going to get kill slided anytime soon. That was almost the up tilt up B, but alas, it is not frame tight. It's not frame perfect. And Peanut makes it back on, but not before he's taken a few hits.
That's the thing, though. Deathspade has that, Deathspade has been going low to just completely remove that option of recovering low out of Peanut's entire toolkit. And then has just immediately been able to go with the witch twist straight up to still get it. The reversal too into the back here. That was awesome.
What happened to Peanut's up B? I thought that was supposed to be Peanut's up B, and he catches that air dodge. Beautiful stuff. He jumped out there. He said, you know what, buddy? You do action air dodge. I'm a fast follower. I got that movement. He reacted beautifully. He caught that space drift, and he was able to take that stock off. But what an adaptation.
That grab right there, honestly, everything right there. And still just getting out with these bats every single time. It almost looks nigh intentional, I'd say, from Deathspade.
Peanut is working so hard off stage. He is working so hard out there.
The mix-up stuff from Deathspade, such amazing reactionary play and such great adaptation throughout this entire set so far, has definitely not been lazy, and you cannot be when dealing with Peanut's Little Mac.
Yeah, not at all. Catching him, but unfortunately for Deathspade, the ABK not able to confirm as he had originally intended. Looking for this up tilt tech chase, not going to be able to find it quite yet. Down tilt, side B, classic confirms. He's dealing a good amount of damage, but Deathspade still came back.
All right, big F throw coming out right here. Again, the
Nice.
lower cover being threatened, but all Deathspade has to do is just hit that tech. The win condition is lining itself up so favorably every single time that Peanut has no choice but to just accept it.
Oh, and he almost caught that EBK back on, but upbeat, is that going to be able to do it? Yes, it will be. Bayonetta taking all the way up top, all the way to the skies. The stock count is evened up, but this position is not looking good for Peanut.
This is really bad for Peanut, and that might be the whole stock right there.
Oh,
That might be the whole boing.
Okay, Peanut made it back. Peanut is alive.
All right, the last stock too, and KO punch only a little bit off right here from Peanut. This is looking mighty favorable right now. Will this be the reversal of the set, or will Deathspade have Peanut in their clutches?
Okay, KO punch is still active, and Deathspade had to back off a little bit. KO punch out, and is this going to be the combo?
That's
yes,
it.
It will be.
That's the whole set. Deathspade lining it up so nicely. Excellent adaptation, excellent reactionary play, and just an excellent game plan.
Oh, yeah.
Just throughout the entire set. I mean, you saw Deathspade lining up. The recovery was almost flowchart-esque. The only thing that there was an execution barrier that, you know, had to overcome. If you get the tech successfully, you just scoop it up.
Perfect. That was perfectly executed there as well. Oh, man. Peanut was suffering off
That
stage.
looks like a tough matchup, honestly.
Indeed.
With how well, like, Peanut was trying so hard, and with all the mix-ups, every time a hitbox was deployed, Deathspade was ready. I feel like
this was so sad.
Yeah.
Sean, had this sent Bayonetta pixels up, had she been up anyway, like past this point, she would have made it like over the stage. She would have made it all the way out there. But instead, because of the fact of how low Deathspade was, he was able to then tech and then able to just get like the punish immediately after. What a tragedy. If I'm Peanut, I thought that counter hit like above the stage too.
it's just insane as well. Just the level of reactionary play Deathspade was employing. Just like reacting to the DI perfectly, reacting to the ledge mix-ups perfectly. And just like Peanut could not overcome the game plan. And even in neutral too, like Peanut has a phenomenal neutral, but got outplayed consistently throughout that entire set. Whether it was the bats mix-ups, whether it was just swinging too early in neutral and just getting demolished for that one off of just I'm gonna take you for a ride combos. Just insane play from Deathspade that entire set, for real.
And Peanut didn't connect KO punches. Right? I feel like a huge thing about his gameplay is like how clutch he is,